you, all of you, for coming to this important protest against atrocity, against genocide, against forced civil disappearance, against all sorts of atrocity, against rape of women. We are pleased to have a guest with us. His name is Sean Tigrayan, NDP candidate for the Nipian riding. He's with us to speak. He's with us to speak. So before inviting him to speak, I just want to say today we have today I have the pleasure of introducing Sean Tigrayan, NDP candidate in the upcoming federal election for the riding of Nipian and a friend of Tigrayan. Sean is community builder with a proven record of hard working to improve the quality of life for his community. He is the president of the local community association where he has, among other, led important public consultations, represented his community to elect officials, advocated on behalf of residents, fighting development and spread-headed food drives for the local shelters. When his community was devastated by tornadoes in 2018, Sean spent several months organizing and operating the recovery effort. His leadership was recognized with the United Way Community Builder of the Year Award and the Mayor of Ottawa City Builder Award. A group of Tigrayan in Nipian riding had the opportunity to meet with Sean a few days ago. It was an encouraging meeting in which Sean assured us that he believes in our fight and is ready to fight by our side. Sean, in our meeting, you kept saying, not thank you, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of all, sorry, the wind is, on behalf of all the Tigrayan in Canada. We appreciate that you have taken interest in what's happening in our people back in Tigrayan. We appreciate your concern and we appreciate your firm and for human rights above all else. Thank you, Sean, for being here with us. Please join me to welcome Sean to speak. Thank you.
I want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to them. So I think it'd be great if we make sure that those speakers are aimed at clearly the size of your heart. I very much look forward to being guests, to being your guest in your community, to being a guest in your homes in the next days, weeks, months, and years. So like Kidane said, my name is Sean Tigrayan. I am running as a candidate for the NDP in the riding of Nepean. I have never held public office. I've always wanted to hold public office for what I believe are the right reasons. And based on what I have learned and heard and seen over the past several days, I want to hold public office even more. 3 weeks ago, like most Canadians, unfortunately, I apologize that I was not aware of the atrocities and of the inhumanities that has been perpetrated on the people of Tigray for more than 300 days now. I am sorry that I simply was not aware of what you and your people back home have been going through. 2 weeks ago, I was very fortunate that Kidane Jabramariam reached out to me, and I consider you to be fortunate to have people like Kidane that are so dedicated to getting your voices heard. And while I consider myself fortunate that Kidane was so persistent in getting through to me, I can only imagine how frustrating it must be that your government has not been listening to you. I am just a candidate. It must be very frustrating, it must be angering that you have not been listened to. For several days now, since I spoke to Kidane, I have been learning more and more about what is clearly a deliberate and calculated plan to oppress and dehumanize the Tigrayan people. The actions of Prime Minister Ahmed since November 2020 must be seen by the international community for what it clearly appears to be, which is a deliberate and attempted genocide of the Tigrayan people. Canadians like myself are not aware of what is happening in Tigray because Prime Minister Ahmed has made it impossible for us to hear about it by the way that he has controlled telecommunications, by the way that he has controlled the internet, by the way that he has shut out your voice from the rest of the world. But thanks to people like you, your voice is absolutely beginning to be heard. 3 days ago, among the many, many accounts that I have been reading and learning about Tigray, I read a story about a Tigrayan woman living in the United States. She and her family, like I'm sure, like many of you, had been trying for months and months and months to reach their families back home. But their phone calls were never answered because their phone calls were blocked. This woman was fortunate on one evening when her phone call did get through, briefly. And in the brief moment that she knew that she had to ask, how are you? How is everything going? That is when she learned that her mother had died 2 months prior. She did not know for 2 months that her mother had died. She was deprived of a basic human right to grieve. 2 nights ago, I sat with members of the Tigrayan community here in Ottawa, and I listened to so many accounts that were just like this. I listened to accounts of intimidations, of executions, of the planned and deliberate sexual violence against women and girls. The world needs to listen to you. If Canada wishes to be seen as a country that stands up for human rights, Canada needs to listen to you. It is wrong that you have not found that support yet. The Tigrayan... So, Kidane gave me a beautiful introduction. If I am proud of one thing that I am known for in my own community, it is that I am a person of integrity. You have my promise, the Tigrayan community here and abroad has my promise that I am absolutely listening to you. Today, all that I can give you is my one voice. If I am elected, I promise you that my voice will be so much louder. I commend you for your dedication. I commend you for your perseverance. And I wish you so much strength in this journey that I now share with you. Thank you for letting me be here. Thank you for calling me a guest.